Hello. So welcome to another book tutorial, book review. That's it. I got some books recently, so here they are. Just show you their spines. There you go. So Chopin playing at the bottom. Tchaikovsky, The Years of Fame. Johann Sebastian Bach. Schubert, a biographical study of his songs. Alfred Brendel, music sounded out. Rachmaninoff, and The Life of Schubert, and Schubert Piano Sonatas. So I'm really happy with these purchases. I haven't actually read them, so it's not a book review per se, but it's like a preview, preview of a book review. So I think I've done a book review already of some music books, so this is another one. I think I've done two maybe. Okay, so this is, I've read a few of these essays on the Schubert Piano Sonatas. This is by Philip Radcliffe. It was written in 1988, I think. And it is stunning. Incredibly well written. Sorry, 1967 it was. First published in 1967. So it's very well written and it's very interesting. Go through all his sonatas. Because, I mean, well, it's amazing, an amazing read, and I look forward to telling you in more detail about why it's amazing. This one by Gibbs called The Life of Schubert, I look forward to reading it. I don't imagine that it can be as good as the one by what's his name, the one on Schubert's Schubin's Beethoven project. Whoever that's by, I can't remember him, but it might be this Christopher. I think it's a more famous one. This Christopher Gibbs one. So yeah, that'd be interesting to read. It's not as new as the Beethoven project one. Okay, this next one, Rachmaninoff. I did a quick review of the Shostakovich version of this. I think it must be by the same publisher house. Which is Omnibus Press there. So lots of pictures and things like that. I wonder if it's going to be good. I don't know. This Gibbs one, by the way, just to tell you when it was published, is in 2000. Wow, so it's actually quite recent. I mean, fairly recent. It's 24 years old. Okay. And next, so that's that. This Rachmaninoff seems quite it's got lots of pictures like the Shostakovich one, lots of photos and things. But I mean, yeah, it's quite small print, and I have no idea what it's like, but I'll be doing that one too. Then Brendel, because I find he writes very well. Yeah, so one of my teachers, the one I talked about recently, who comes from the Chopin line, wasn't, so we say, the greatest proponent of Alfred Brendel's playing, and so I was a bit under the influence of that. But anyways, subsequent to that, my Tchaikovsky and Beethoven line teacher says that she thinks he's a good interpreter of Schubert, and she recommends him. And besides, Andras Schiff also says that he's the great Alfred Brendel, and I think he might be talking about him in relation to Beethoven, but in general, he also thinks he's a great pianist. Okay, so because of that, I've kind of warmed more to Alfred Brendel. But the thing is that he doesn't play everything that Schubert wrote, such as in his last sonata, he doesn't play the fortissimo chord in that first movement, and he doesn't do repeats in some of the Klavierstücke. So for example, of course he doesn't do that bit which he scrubbed out in the first Klavierstück, D946, but he also doesn't, as far as I remember, he doesn't do a repeat in the Klavierstücke number 2. He doesn't take the slow part of the Klavierstück 3 very slowly like some people, which sounds great, and that's sad for me, but it's true that Schubert didn't write it like that. And maybe Alfred Brendel has his reasons for not playing the way I would like Schubert to be played. He's certainly he writes very well, and yeah, so I'll be interested in reading that. Music Sounded Out. And probably it'll be something similar to Barenboim's book, which I have, which is called Everything is Connected, which I found had some interesting essays in it, I must say, quite interesting. And I appreciate what Barenboim says about Horowitz, for example. And I quite like some of his things. It's quite intellectual in a way. I mean, it's sort of pseudo-intellectual, perhaps would be a better word, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's bona fide intellectualism and all the rest of it. And maybe he actually knows about people like who does he talk about? He talks about various Greek philosophers and things like that. So, but you know, anyway, and the Palestinian and Israeli situation, and he has his take on that. I think Barenboim means pear tree in is it in I don't know which language that is, but he speaks in he speaks Jewish. Is Jewish a language? He speaks in Jewish, and he speaks in different languages, so that's quite interesting. Like Rubinstein, I've heard him speaking different languages as well. And he speaks quite he has an opinion anyway on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and of course he was friends with a quite famous philosopher or teacher called Sard. No, not Sard. It's a name like that.